Ever get that itch? To like totally shake up your podcast feed.
You're looking for something completely different.
Yeah. Like maybe even something in another language?
Ooh, yeah, like stumbling onto a radio station that's in a language you don't even understand.
But there's this energy.
Yeah, there's this vibe, and it just pulls you in.
That's hit M high for us. It's a Dutch NBA podcast.
In Dutch?
Yeah, full-on Dutch.
Wow.
But before you bounce thinking, I don't even understand basketball in English, this deep dive, it's not about like becoming a Dutch NBA expert or anything.
Right.
It's about the podcast itself, right?
It.
What makes it work, especially in a different language? What makes people actually hit that subscribe button?
How do you even begin to create that sense of community when it's such a niche topic?
Exactly. So we've got this Dutch podcast, right? Tagline time. Ready for this? Wekelijks NBA updates, quizzen and fatoes.
Wekelijks NBA. Okay, I think I got updates, quizzes, but fatoes.
Fatoes. Yeah, that one got us too.
What is that, like faux pas? Are they owning up to making mistakes?
It actually means nonsense, like silliness, goofiness.
So right off the bat, they're telling you this isn't your average, super serious sports analysis.
You kind of have to do, right? If you're going for a specific audience, Dutch-speaking NBA fans in this case, you got to stand out.
Oh, for sure. It's like, we're going to geek out about basketball, but we're going to have fun with it. Otherwise, why would they choose your show over all the other options out there?
You've got their attention for what, like maybe 30, 45 minutes? Got to make it count.
It's about creating a space where people feel comfortable, maybe even like they're part of an inside joke. That's how you get them coming back for more.
And skimming their episode list, it's not all just jokes and goofiness. They've got some really clever stuff.
It's true, yeah.
Like, look at this title, Celtics in 5 or 6, and what the Dutch national team can learn from the NBA.
Okay, so they're bringing it back home a little bit.
Right, not just like hardcore NBA fans, but anyone who follows basketball even casually, they'd be interested in that second part.
Absolutely. Like, even if you don't know the Celtics from the Lakers, that Dutch national team hook, that's smart.
Makes you think, maybe our guys could learn a thing or two.
Right. And framing it as a question immediately gets you thinking, like you're about to hear a debate.
Instead of them just telling you what's what.
Exactly. Like, come on, listeners, weigh in on this with us. So much more engaging.
Oh, for sure. And this is like straight out of a sports radio call-in show. NBA Finals plot twists. And guess the all-time Finals MVP leaders.
I love that they use plot twists. Suddenly, it's not just sports, it's a story.
Dude, it totally is, though. Like, every NBA season has those unexpected turns.
And you just know people have strong opinions about those MVPs.
It's like, who doesn't love a good debate about the all-time greats? And it's not all big picture stuff either. They get into some real nitty-gritty, like, specific player comparisons.
Oh, yeah, they go there. Which makes sense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Their listeners are probably already following the NBA pretty closely.
So they're not afraid to, like, spark some debate.
Right. Give the people what they want. Some of these episode titles, it's like they're setting up a boxing ring, with microphones.
Is Anthony Edwards better than Jamal Murray? With a side of playoffs update and NBA awards?
Boom. There you go. Instant conversation starter. I bet you could walk into any bar in Amsterdam during basketball season, and that right there would get people going.
It's funny, though, because I feel like those kind of debates, they can be super fun, even if you're not, like, a diehard fan.
Totally.
Yeah,
It's like you're getting a peek into how other people see the game, what they value in a player. You might even learn something new.
Or just end up yelling at your radio. Either way, it's good times.
Exactly. That's what makes sports so great, right? It brings people together. Even if it's over a controversial call or a heated debate about who's better.
And speaking of bringing things together, I noticed they don't just stick to the NBA. They actually bring their local basketball scene into the mix.
Oh, yeah. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, there's an episode, NBA versus BNXT basketball. What are the differences?
BNXT, I'll be honest, I had to look that one up too. It's that Dutch-Belgian league, right?
Right. Which, I gotta say, that's kind of cool. It's like they're acknowledging that there's a whole world of basketball outside the NBA.
It's like they're creating this bridge between the global and the local, which is something a lot of podcasts, especially niche ones, can really benefit from.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we might be obsessed with this American League, but we haven't forgotten about our own backyard.
Right, and that's got to resonate with their audience, that sense of place. Makes the whole thing feel more personal.
And speaking of personal, we got to talk about the hosts for a sec.
The heart and soul of any good podcast.
Their names are Mourinho and Narada. And you can tell, even just from their episode descriptions, they bring these, like, unique perspectives and experiences, which I think is key.
Oh, absolutely. You can have the most amazing topic in the world, but If your hosts aren't engaging, forget about it. People will tune out faster than you can say fast break.
Like, I'm way more likely to listen to a podcast if I feel like I'm just hanging out with friends, you know?
100%. It's about that connection, that sense of shared enthusiasm, like you're all part of the same club.
And you know what? This whole deep dive, it's made me realize there's this whole world of podcasts out there just waiting to be discovered.
Right. Like we always talk about finding your people. Well, it's the same with podcasts. No matter how niche your interest is, chances are there's a show out there for you.
So to wrap things up, if you're looking for something different, something engaging, and maybe even a little challenging, hit M high, even if you don't speak a lick of Dutch. I think it's worth checking out.
You might even pick up a few Dutch basketball phrases along the way.
But hey, you never know.